Hey folks, Shane here at Creative Side Podcast, and welcome to this episode. We got Casey with me, and we got our special guest today, Kim Barnett. Hey Kim, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you, Shane?
I am doing fabulous. And I knew I wanted to bring you on a podcast. I just didn't know when, but I'm finally glad we got it worked out for today, because I've been watching you on TikTok and Facebook and different things like that, and I've just been so I guess captured by what you're doing. I just wanted to pick your brain on it.
I just sploosh.
You just sploosh. You're just splooshing, yeah. I watch some of your videos and I'm like going through them, and next thing I know, I'm sitting there and I'm watching all of your videos, and there's a bunch of them. And I do that sometimes. I get on a subject that I like and I'm flipping through them. But what I really want to know is what caused you to get into that? How did that happen in your mind that you're going to say, okay, I'm going to start doing this?
YouTube videos. They was called the Dirty Mag Yackers. They magnet fished from a kayak. I don't even think they do it anymore. But I got intrigued with watching them on YouTube, and I'm like, man, I need to order me a magnet. And the first one I ordered come in, it was like a quarter size.
Yeah.
Well, I could take it out, throw it, don't find anything. And I'm like, well, this ain't right. So I ordered me another magnet. I'm now up to like 10 magnets.
So you got into it. You got into the magnet fishing first. You wasn't really looking for a way to go viral on a platform like that.
Definitely.
You were just having fun magnet fishing.
Right. I bought myself and both of my kids and 3 of my grandkids all magnets so we could do it as a family.
Yeah.
And the first time I went, the whole family went. And then it got to where they more or less, they didn't enjoy it, and I love doing it.
Well, I noticed in your videos, you're having that's one of the things I guess that captured me, is how much fun you're having.
Well, yeah, it's a blast. And the sploosh came from the sound.
Yeah.
I had been magnet fishing maybe 6 months. When I got the larger magnet and it hit the water, I'm like, sploosh.
Yeah.
And it went from there.
Yeah. So the platform, I guess your primary platform is TikTok?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm getting into YouTube a little bit. I don't understand it a whole lot like I do. I learned TikTok first.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know a lot about TikTok. I know a little bit more about YouTube and stuff like that. I know YouTube's really pushing the Reels type formatted videos, the short form stuff.
Yeah, I've noticed they changed it a little bit.
I think it would be really good for you to get in there. So, so the sploosh, that's what got me, is like the sploosh. And tell me a little bit about some of the things you found. I mean, give me a story of like.
It's unreal what you find. Once I had taken my 10-year-old grandson on this back bridge. He's pulling up. He's using one of my, like a 1,200-pound double-side magnet.
So when you say a 1,200-pound double-side magnet, I get the double-sided. It's magnetic on both sides, right?
Right.
But 1,200 pounds, does that mean like it's got, like it, what does that mean? Does that mean it could pick up something that was like 1,200 pounds?
It's got the pull force, and a double side is 600 on the bottom, 600 on top. Mm. And now my 360, it's a 3,600 pound, and it's all the way around top and bottom.
So if it just hits the edge. But going on your story, just tell me about.
He was pulling, and this bridge was high off the water. As he's pulling, I noticed a white bag. And I'm like, okay, either something in that bag is magnetic, or the eye of the magnet has caught the handle of the bag.
Right.
Which is actually what had happened. It was a Menards bag. He pulls it up, and it's got 20 cases of 22 shells in it. Never had been opened. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, did somebody throw these in, or was out here target practicing? And
they fell in.
Because it's odd that you find a whole bag of 22 shells.
That is strange. I think I've seen I think you found a couple firearms before. 3 of them.
I found 2 9mm and then the 1 shotgun.
So what do you do when you find something like that? Do you call the police or what?
First, I have to get my adrenaline to go down because some people think I'm active whenever I pulled those in. But that's not something you expect in this area, is to pull in a firearm out of the waterways.
Yeah.
And I do call the authorities. And the first one I called, it was Caldwell County I found it in. He comes out, and I asked him, I said, is there any way if this gun comes back clean, can I have it back just as it's the first one I ever found? He said, yeah, if it comes back clean. Never heard anything.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years has went by, and I'm magnet fishing another location, pulling another one. This cop kind of acted a little irritated that he had to come out.
Yeah.
He come out, the gun has serial numbers on it. And I asked him, I said, if it comes back clean, can I, because you don't ever know, did they fall out of a boat, a canoe, or it was a target practice? I don't automatically assume, except for the shotgun. But the handguns, I'm like, it could have fallen while they target, a lot of things.
Right.
Now, the shotgun, they had cut off the stock of the gun and put a pistol grip. So that's a little shady.
That's
that ain't going to be no target practice gun.
No, that's pretty much done for a reason, I guess. Yeah, that would be one of those things where I'd be a little nervous too when I pulled that in. I was watching one of your videos recently, and I don't know if it's a new one or if it's just one that I had come across my timeline. But I understand that you're pretty scared of snakes.
Terrified. It ain't scared. I'm terrified.
Terrified. Yeah.
There were 10 snakes. We counted 10 snakes on that bridge.
Really?
Yeah.
So where were they at? Were they up under the rails or?
Yeah, we walk up on the bridge, and I always check the railings, especially in the warm weather, because waspers will nest underneath there.
Yeah.
And my niece is allergic to them. So I always go check the rails before I tie off my rope. There's this snake skin that's over 5 foot on this side of the rail. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go check the other side. I look over that one because I'm like, if I see a snake, I'm done. I turn around, there's a snake coming out from underneath the other rail. He's up in the rail coming out. Well, my niece is laughing at me. All of this wasn't on video. She's laughing so hard at me because I'm done. I don't want to be there. She said, I'll go get it. The snake has actually wrapped his body where he's so long around how the rail's like this and the guardrail goes like this.
Right.
His body's wrapped around this side of it.
Yeah.
So she can't pull him off of it. And I'm like, you know what? I call her Tadpole.
Yeah.
She goes with me a bunch. I said, I am not doing this. She said, I'll get it. She ends up getting that snake. She removes, I think, 3 of them from the bridge. The rest of them, as long as they stayed at that end and I was down at the other end. And then at one point, I said, I'm going to go to the other side and I'm going to toss because we hadn't been over there yet. I toss and I'm pulling, toss it the second time. I'm pulling, I look down, and that snake is right here at my hand. And I drop the magnet, I said, that's it. Well, she goes over there, gets my magnet, pulls it up while they're reeling it because I'm off this bridge. She's reeling it up. The snake is chasing the rope. I never saw it. And I'm like, man, y'all just silly. I don't play with no snake.
Yeah. I'm totally with you on that because I am like, I don't like snakes either. And me and my wife went canoeing in the Treadwater River. And we thought that would be well, I will say we didn't see any snakes, but you could ask her. She's actually over here doing our technical directing right now. But I said, Serena, this is a snaky place. It's full of snakes. And she's like, the whole time, well, your dad, we was talking to the kids and said, your dad, all he was worried, is just worried about snakes all the time. But yeah.
You got to.
Yeah. What do you got, Casey? You got some questions for me?
So I wanted to ask you, Kim, whenever you film, do you have days where you're planning or you just go out spontaneously to film?
95% of the time it's just like this morning when I woke up. If I go get my first cup of coffee, I'm saying, you know what? I wonder, the water has been up. Mm-hmm. There's a good current. I wonder what's washed down. Let's go find out. So the majority of the time it's spontaneous. Mm-hmm. Now, last week I did go a few times just so I could make some videos. I try not to do that. I don't ever want to make it a job.
Yeah.
If it's a job, the fun is gone. And I absolutely enjoy doing this. It's my time. when I'm splooshing the magnet, I'm not thinking about, oh, I've got to go do this. This hasn't been done yet. This hasn't been done. I'm in that moment, and I am loving every second of that moment.
So when you're
every second of it.
when you're in that moment, how does that rescue you from something that could distract you or cause you any stress?
Oh, it's unreal, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I've came from a state of depression,
Mm-hmm.
and I have faith in God. I know God can do all things, and I kind of believe. I know that's the reason I'm doing what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
This is my way. He gave me something that I'm going to enjoy. It's not something that my kids wanted me to do. It's nothing that my husband wanted me to do. This is just something that it's me.
Mm-hmm.
So my me time is going out there and splooshing that magnet. It's not at that moment. There's nobody else in this world except for me and that magnet. And I think that's what I enjoy because it's the first time I've actually felt like this is me.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
Thinking about the way you just said that is kind of blowing my mind a little bit, because the thing that you're doing that you enjoy so much in getting your me time, and that now has turned into like a source of income. I mean, you're making money doing these videos, and I'm assuming that's through TikTok store, or I'm not sure how all that works.
They're actually paying me for my videos.
Paying you for the videos.
I didn't know that you got paid just for posting videos. And like the very first time, I was getting a little money here and there, and I thought, well, I don't know, maybe it's for this or that, because I do sell also. But I don't, the magnets is where my income comes from, my commission selling the magnets. And then in December, when they said they was going to send me this amount of money, I'm like, there is no way they're sending me this.
Yeah.
No way. They pay out on the 15th of every month. Sure enough, 15th of January, this money was deposited. I'm like, okay, this is just a fluke.
Yeah.
Well, the next month.
And then
I found out, okay, but I still don't want. Last week, it almost started feeling like a job because I took vacation from my job, my full-time job. I'm like, I need to go make videos. I'm off from work this week. I can go do this. A girl messaged me on Sunday, are you going to go sploosh after church? I go after church sometimes. That's why I'm in dresses.
Yeah.
I don't care what I'm wearing. If I'm in that moment, that dress is going to wash, or I can go get me another one. I get them at the Goodwill anyhow, so it don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't go buy expensive stuff because I know it's probably going to maybe get messed up. Life is too short to worry about what I've got on. If I'm having fun, I'm going to enjoy it.
That's right. And I think that's part of the reason why that radiates off your videos. And I think there's a lot of people out there that are maybe they can't find what they really like or what they really love, but they see your video and they're like, man, this girl is just like, it's genuinely, you can tell you're having fun.
I'm having a blast.
And that is something that people want to be able to discover how to do themselves. Yeah. But yeah, it's very entertaining, and being able to monetize that and that work for you. I mean, my goodness, that is so amazing. I would love to, I love video production. I love those things, but I've never really found that niche to where, today I'm going out here and shooting a video of a lawnmower, and now all of a sudden YouTube's paying me money. I would like for that to happen, but I can't figure it out. But one of your secrets is not making it a job.
No, there's been creators that I've followed. I've really enjoyed them. And then as you start watching these people, it's almost like skits that they're doing. It's like they're thinking about what they're going to say. Or I don't.
Yeah.
I am in that moment in all of my videos, other than my, this is Kim from Kentucky signing off.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I know I'm going to end up doing at the end of that video.
Yeah.
Whenever I know that camera's on and when it's off, I don't have a clue what I'm going to say. Don't know what I'm going to do. And I like that. It shouldn't be scripted. Life ain't scripted.
Well, that's kind of how we do this podcast. When you got here, I said, well, I don't have any questions for you, but we'll just go with this and see where it goes. But, and I like that because when we do this, we like for it to kind of flow that way too.
Yeah.
The last episode we done with the lady there, I had a whole list of questions I was going to ask her, and I don't even think I got to the first one, maybe the first question. And after that, we just flowed in, talking about her business, talking about what she does on a day to day. And Casey had some great questions, and it just, that is what people want to see. They want to see something real.
That's right.
They don't want to see, people are tired, and this is my opinion, but people are tired of seeing plastic Hollywood. They want to see real people doing real things and enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
I'd rather see somebody out here kicking the ball. If that's what they enjoy doing is kicking that ball, I'm going to watch them and I'm going to support them because they're living that's their life and they're living it the way they want to live it.
Yeah.
They're not being fake. There's too much fakeness.
There is fake. There's too much fake. I think you had something, Casey.
Yeah. Was there ever anything in your background that led you to the moment of being creative? Because even though you're not planning, you're still being creative in what you're doing. So was there ever anything in your childhood that you can think back on where you just wanted to be creative?
No, I more or less was a follower. I was never a leader.
So did being a follower ever get you into any kind of trouble?
No. Actually, both my sisters stayed in trouble, but I didn't.
I thought you was going to say, no, your sisters got you in trouble.
No, they stayed in trouble. Now, I was always more, I wasn't scared of my mom and dad. I respect them. I never wanted to hurt them. And even though I may have said or done things, I was more the sneaky one. If I did do it, my mom and dad didn't know. My sisters didn't care. But I never, and as far as being creative, I got one sister that can sing. She's got a powerful, powerful voice. She can play any instrument. And my brother, anything he picked up, he could play. I played a flute. What he can do with a flute. And then my baby sister, she's so intelligent and smart. And I always saw them. It was always like I was in the background, honestly. And I was like, man, if I could be more like Lex and be able to do this, or if I could be more like Roxy and do this. Or my brother, my gosh, everybody loved my brother because of his personality and his talents and just everything. And I never felt like I was where they were. And I still don't. I'll never be, because they are just, my sisters and my brother, they're up here to me. I mean, they always will be. I love them with everything in me. And I see all the greatness of them, and I never saw who I am. And I'm Sploosh.
There you go.
I'm Sploosh. It's like, and I even made the comment, because where my husband got hurt when I was 21, and he became disabled, so everything fell on me all of these years. And I said, for the first time, I feel like I've got two incomes coming in. I've never had two incomes. And, I mean, if I want to go buy me a nice dress now, I go buy me I choose not to. I don't have to. You can go to a yard sale and buy you a dime skirt and a $1 shirt and make it look any way you want it to look, with the belt and accessories, and look like $1 million.
Yeah.
So, but the money is nice, but even if I wasn't making a dime, I'd still be out there splooshing.
You'd still be doing it.
I'd be doing it. I love it.
Yeah.
And the back roads I go on, the beauty that people pass by every day and don't pay attention to. I get to see this, and I'm actually seeing it with eyes that I never had. I've had these eyes, but I didn't allow them to see because life was busy.
Right.
And in that moment, like I said, it's just me in that area and that magnet. And all the beauty that God has given us, it's free. It don't cost a dime to drive out, except for your gas. Drive out on back road.
It's kind of like, if you got another question, hold the thought there for a second. It's kind of like whenever we drive through town here in Madisonville, and then we have an opportunity to walk through town. And it's like, well, I never noticed that before, because we're moving so fast in a vehicle that we don't see these details. And that's the same thing that you're saying right now, is when you're out there on that bridge and you're looking around, and even though we may have driven that road 500 times, and I probably drove some of the roads 500 times that you're splishing on, and probably never seen it the way you've seen it.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that's been in my mind lately a lot as we get older, how important it is to slow down a little bit. Just slow down and take things in. Our life is a vapor.
Yes.
It's going to pass so fast. And it's so important for us to take the time and try to figure out a way to enjoy every day. It's so easy to get caught up into, I hate my job, I hate this, or I don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, that's not a very good place to go.
No.
But go ahead, Casey.
So you mentioned your husband's accident. What was your anchor and your strength that helped you walk through that journey?
God.
Mm-hmm.
God. I mean, from that, to now, he has a traumatic brain injury.
Mm-hmm.
Lost his eyesight. There's a lot of things, but God.
So what advice do you have to any viewers who are experiencing an unexpected event in their life? What advice do you have for them?
Don't stop. It's easy to stop.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went through a phase in my life, it was dark.
Mm-hmm.
And I chose. Depression's easy. It is so easy to stay there. It takes work to live.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to live.
Mm-hmm.
And every day you get up and you can either choose to go back to bed or lay on the couch, or you choose to get outside and enjoy what life, like he said, it's a vapor. We are not promised our next breath. And I don't want to spend my days being on a couch or in a bed or being locked up in a house.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get out and enjoy the moments that I know that I've got right now. And I want to give my kids and my grandkids that. My daughter called me. She said, "You're probably going to edit this out. I don't know." But she said, "Mom, how am I?" I won't say the denomination. She said, "How am I at this church? They don't watch TV. They don't do this and don't do that. But everybody in this church is talking about the sploosh." I said, "What?" She said, "Everybody said whenever Curtis walked up and told him that you was his mother-in-law, they didn't believe him. And said I had to show them pictures of all of us together." She said, "Now how do they know you?" Because I'm living my life. That's too many people's not living.
Right.
And y'all probably remember, we're the same age. When I had my children, I always had time. They went to see their grandparents. They went kids don't do this anymore.
Right.
They've forgotten about family and the connection because life has gotten fast. It's like they're on an Amtrak train that's going as fast as it can. And I don't want to ever be on that lane. I want to enjoy. And I wish this younger generation could see that because they're missing a lot of wonderful things.
Yeah.
It's so important, and we definitely relate on that because I see those things as well. And I can remember, as a kid having fabulous times with my grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's a tradition that we've kind of started to get more and more away from. Well, that's a decision that we have made that no, we're gonna try to be a part of our grandkids' lives. We want to create that special place when they come to Grandma or Papa and Gammy's is what we are, and they love to come here. And we want to make it something that when they're grown, they're going to say, "I remember when I was going to Gammy's and she always had snacks in the closet, and those kind of things. You know how it is, and because those are special things.
Yeah,
it is."
And I've, a lot of your videos, and I've seen you guys do videos where it's you, your sisters, your mom, and y'all are having that family, those generations together, just having a blast.
Oh, yeah.
I was telling them some of the stories that, some of the videos I've seen of yours over the years where I'm like, how does this family have that much fun? But yeah.
They wouldn't be because, well, we've got to run and do this. We got to do, well, let me have this grandkid or that grandkid.
Yeah.
Because magnet fishing I took my 2-year-old, when she was 2, she was throwing a magnet. And it's something that I can get out with these grandbabies and do. And I've got one granddaughter and one grandson that would go with me every time that I went if they could. Yeah. Because they enjoy it.
That is, that's awesome. Me and Serena was talking the other day about what can we do? And she mentioned golf, and which totally shocked me. And I tried to play one time and tried to get into it. And I'm like, this is probably not for me. But I could relate to going fishing or something like that, maybe. But yeah, that's awesome. It's awesome to have that family time and to do something that you love and And when you're doing something you love, and one of the byproducts is finances, gosh, it doesn't get any better than that. I mean, I don't think, if
the
I
money floored me because, like I said, I'm just out with the telephone doing what I love to do, and somebody filming me when I'm doing and it's just a phone.
Yeah.
And then I thought, well, I'll upload this. If nothing else, I'll have it to
show my kids later.
Or something happens to me, they can go back and show, hey, look, this was your grandma on this bridge doing this.
She was crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
And they would love every minute of it.
Yeah. That's so good.
So I have a completely random question for you, but I think I know the answer.
Okay.
High heels or going barefoot?
I love my high heels, but if I prefer, it'd be barefoot.
Yeah.
Actually, that last time I went in my high heels, they was 6-inch heels. Absolutely love high heels. And I walked probably a quarter of a mile to the bridge in those heels. And I'd worn them all day long. Well, as soon as that video went off, the heels came off, and I walked barefoot on that highway all the way back to the car.
Yeah, I've seen some of your Sploosh videos where you're in a dress and high heels.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I was either on my way to church or after church.
Wow.
And there's a bridge. Like, I ain't been to a bridge in about a year. And the pink dress that I had on, it was Mother's Day. That was one of my nicer dresses. My daughter said, "You're not going splooshing in that, are you, Mom?" I said, "Well, heck yeah, if I go over a bridge, I'll stop." And then I did.
Yeah. I was, I know you had done some of the, I don't know what you call it, maybe the Sunday.
Fit checks.
The fit check.
Yeah.
And I was telling Casey and Serena about that. And Serena was like, "I've never seen it before." And she was like, "Yeah, that's a thing. There's women doing stuff like that. I've never seen that before." And how is that going? Is that getting traction?
It is, actually. And my uncle, God love him, he's 73, 74. He came to my house last week. And I didn't know he was watching my videos. He said, "What is this where you're getting up there and saying, I got this at the Goodwill and this at the dollar store?"
Yeah.
I said, "You talking about my Sunday fit check?" He said, "Where are you getting all your clothes?" I said, "I tell you, Uncle Pat, if you just listen, I'll tell you."
Yeah.
But a lot of people, whenever I see the Sunday fit checks, and God bless them, they've got nice clothes, they've got nice shoes, and hardly any of my outfits from the shoes up, I probably don't have $8 in all.
Yeah.
But I want to show people, you don't have to have a lot of money to make yourself feel good. Women feel good when they dress up. And it don't take money to do that at all. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. How many yard sale outfits have you put on? You've added a belt and jewelry, and you felt like $1 million.
Yep.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
And if you feel good, you're going to smile more.
Yeah.
Those are such good things.
Yeah.
Such good things. Do you got anything else, Casey, you can
I
think
just
of?
want to ask her a little bit about her background and her upbringing.
I had the best upbringing a child could have asked for.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was a pastor. My mom was a UPS truck driver. My dad was a masonry contractor. I don't know if Shane knows this or not. My dad started taking us on the job sites. I can remember my brother being at a playpen. I'm 4 years older than him.
Mm-hmm.
And at probably 6 years old, we got our first rake to rake the joints of the brick and a striker to strike the brick. So at 6, 7 years old, we got our first gun at 5 years old and went hunting our first time at 5 years old. So we all learned how to hunt and fish. And then I worked with my dad in masonry until I was 26. Even though I had other jobs, I would still work with him. And my mom loved shopping. And I get my style, I guess, from her, but she had the money to go out and get it. And you might know that. She was flashy. She loved the jewelry, rings on every. I don't wear jewelry except for in every now and then. Church, grounded. I mean, we was grounded and rooted with him being a pastor. Probably 90% of my childhood, we was in church. 3 to 5 days a week. We was always at church. doing homework on the back seat of the church while Dad preached, because we knew we was going to be there. We went to one of those shouting, really God-moving churches. So you might be there till 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. So you get your homework done on the back seat. And there'd be nights that if people was at the altar, my mom and daddy would stay there with them 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. So we'd be asleep on the back seat. And they'd pick us up and take us home. And as a family, we all prayed, all 6 of us. Mom and Daddy would start the prayer. Even though we was in different rooms, we prayed out loud. And the whole family, every night, prayed together. It was dinner at the table. Families don't do that no more, hardly. But we ate at the table, and you didn't touch your food until the prayer was said. It was blessed. I wouldn't trade my childhood for nothing.
That's good.
For nothing. Some people thought we had nothing, but to me, I lived in a castle, and I had the best child. I mean, I never knew if Mom and Daddy was poor or not. Kids today know if their parents are struggling. I never knew when we ate beans for a week, I didn't realize it's because we didn't have no money. I was like, okay, this is supper. I mean, we have beans this week. Because Daddy being masonry contractor, in the wintertime he couldn't always work, and Mom didn't always have that one job. So, and hunting, we ate squirrel and rabbit. All through the wintertime is what squirrel, rabbit, and beans a lot of times. And we loved it. And I would love to sit down at a table right now with squirrel, gravy, and biscuits.
So in this day and age, you hear a lot about pastors' kids straying away from the Lord. What advice would you have for them just to stay grounded in the Lord?
For other people, I don't know. With me, I mean, I did. We're human. We're human. And as young people, they're curious. We all want to know when we're growing up what's out there, what's different. Why are they doing this or that? And but to me, the coolest thing you can do is stay in the grace of God. None of this other stuff brings you joy. They might think they're having fun. I was never a drinker. I never done the drugs. And I had access to it. My husband was a terrible, terrible alcoholic and drug addict. Actually, the day that he got hurt, we wasn't speaking. The divorce was there. I had a 3-month-old son. He wouldn't even turn around and tell me he loved me, nothing, the day he left, the day he got hurt. So, I mean, God is the only friend we have a lot of times. And the only one that's ever going to be, as much as we love our mom and daddy and our siblings, they can't always be there. God is just, you don't have to say his name because he knows your thoughts. And the day my dad passed away, when they called me, my dad asked us to quit praying for God to heal him. He said, kids, I'm tired. He said, would you girls please just stop praying and asking God to bring me back? Wow. So the day that we lost him, I turned into his road. I left work, and I stopped. And I said, God, I can't pray nothing except for, this is Kim, and you know my heart. And whatever your will is, just give me the strength, please, God, to be able to handle whatever your decision is. And my dad passed away a couple hours after that. And I knew he was tired. It's hard losing. It's hard. And I had just lost my baby brother 14 months before I lost my dad. And then my sister lost her youngest son 2 years after my dad. And then we lost my mom 3 years after that. So it was just bam, 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 bam. So tell me how anybody could get through that without God. You can't. That's why so many people are out here doing stuff that they don't need, because they're looking for some kind of relief. They don't know who God is. They don't know where to find relief. And he's a knee length away. I mean, really. That's where your peace is.
Yeah. That's good. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think that, everybody's in search of something.
Yeah.
And they're looking for a way to numb reality. And that's why I believe a lot of people get into drugs and alcohol or whatever, it's gives them a moment of being able to disengage from reality where really they're just searching. It's the wrong path.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to just be strong and just realize, I'm not going there. I'm not going to go there. I know there's another way. And, you were always raised in church and everything like that. I wasn't. My parents didn't really raise us up in church, but, so it took me a little while to figure that out. But, but we're always looking for something. And life is tough sometimes.
It is.
But, we can definitely, find the right path, when we look in the right place.
That's right.
For sure. Well, I think we're probably about 30 minutes in.
Mm-hmm.
Do you got anything else, Casey?
I do not. Do you have anything you want to share with our viewers, whether it's about something personal or about your TikTok or anything you want to share?
Get out and enjoy life.
Mm.
So let's do this. We hadn't done that. How do people find you?
Oh, yeah.
Where's the best place for people to find you to see your Sploosh videos?
TikTok, YouTube.
So how are they going to look you up on
I
TikTok?
don't know.
What's your name? What's your handle?
It's called Sploosh Barnett now. I just changed it to Sploosh Barnett 702.
Sploosh Barnett on
or
TikTok.
Kim Barnett. I think that you can still find it.
Yeah. I think I got connected by seeing we were friends on Facebook, and then maybe you shared a video or something to Facebook, and I found it that way. But yeah, you're getting a lot more viewers than we are, so maybe you're going to help us more than we're going to help you.
I can do that. Now, my daughter actually, that's why I don't know. My daughter set all of this up. I have to call her. How do I do this or that? Because I don't even know how to get into my own stuff.
Are
Because
you
she set it
serious?
up.
Wow.
Now, she doesn't do my videos and stuff, but she set up the TikTok. And now I set up the YouTube. I had to give her that information yesterday.
Sure.
But the TikTok and Chat Snap, is that what it's called?
Snapchat?
That. She set one of those up this week. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Casey, you got anything else?
Nope, I'm good.
All right, folks. I think we'll wrap this one up. And hey, Kim, we really appreciate you coming in. And I know you overslept this morning, but
I apologize.
But you powered through and got here. So we thank you for that. And folks, we'll see you on the next episode.